It's Maitreya, and I'm here to tell you about my interview with Jen Metzger. Jen Metzger is a candidate for the New York State Senate. I asked her some questions about her campaign. So what inspired you to run?
Well, I feel that we're at a really important time, a really critical time right now in our country. There is, I feel, a real assault in many ways on the health and well-being of the people and on the rights of many people. And I feel that, it's important that states step up. They have a very important role to play in protecting our well-being, and there's actually a lot we can do at the state level. People are not accustomed to thinking about our state government that much. And there has been a lot of focus on Congress, on the congressional race, but actually we can do so much in New York to improve everyone's quality of life, make our communities happier, healthier places to live, create, good jobs, protect our environment, have better schools. There's a lot we can do. A lot of the issues we care about are really, New York issues that we can address. So that's why I'm running. I feel like I can make a difference.
Now, could you please clarify for the confused people out there the difference between state senate and federal senate and the 42nd district versus the 19th district? So
the state senate, just like the Congress, there are two houses. At the state level, it's not the House of Representatives, but it's called the Assembly, the New York State Assembly, and then the New York State Senate. And the New York State Senate, unlike the federal level, every state has two senators, but in New York State, there are 63 senators in New York State, and they're divided up into geographical districts, and they don't perfectly overlap with the congressional districts. So this, the 42nd district is part of Ulster County. It's New Paltz, Rosendale, Gardner, Shangum, Denning, and Wawarsing, which includes Ellenville. Then it's all of Sullivan County and 6 towns in Delaware County. And so that whole area is actually within the 19th congressional district. And then my district also includes the western side of Orange County, and that's not in the 19th congressional district. That's actually in the 18th congressional district. There's been a lot of gerrymandering over the years of these districts in New York. And in 2 years, we have a chance to redistrict in New York. And I really want to be part of that process because I feel that we need to have a process with a lot of integrity, that's independent, that creates districts that make sense.
Got it. What do you think is the biggest problem in the 42nd district?
I'll tell you, it's a very diverse district. It's very different. It's huge. First of all, it's 2,400 square miles. So it's very different across the district. And I wouldn't want to generalize, but I believe that I have some priorities that I feel apply to all. And one of those is making sure that we have strong public schools and strong public colleges, we all have fair, equal access to good public schools, and that they're fairly funded. Healthcare costs are very, they're just unaffordable. I met people that are literally just not buying their medication, their diabetes medication, for instance, because they can't afford it. They have to make choices between paying the rent and buying their medication. And so I'm in favor of creating a single-payer healthcare system in New York. And so that's a big priority of mine. as well. There are many people that are living very close to the edge. They can't afford, they just can't, they're living day to day, and it's hard to get by. So those are big issues. And then of course, near and dear to me is shifting to a clean energy economy, a clean energy system, away from fossil fuels. It's great for our local economy, it creates jobs, and it helps protect the climate and the environment. So, and that's important really across the state, but I think we can create a lot of good jobs right in our district, which we need if we do that.
What do you think is your biggest obstacle?
Well, I think we actually have a really huge opportunity in New York. The New York Health Act, for instance, which would create a single payer, that's legislation that would create a single payer system in New York. That needed just one more vote to pass in the state legislature. We're one vote away of making progress on a lot of issues in the state legislature. So if we win this seat, I think that we're overcoming a huge obstacle and we'll be winning a Democratic majority in the state legislature.
What do you think is your biggest strength?
Well, I think my biggest strength is I come from a place of understanding of the challenges that communities in the district face. I've been working here in Rosendale at the local level, in local government for many years. And I also direct an organization that advocates for our communities throughout the region. And I think bringing that understanding to Albany is really important. The people, many of their good legislators in there, but many have been in there for many years, and it's good to have people that can really bring that fresh perspective into Albany. And I'm very good at working with a lot of different people with different perspectives, and I listen and I take the time to really understand where people are coming from and really try to build that common ground to move forward. And I'm pretty tenacious and I have a lot of stick-to-itiveness, and I think that's really important, to be a good listener, to really show understanding for other people's positions. And sometimes you can't get that consensus on an issue overnight. Sometimes it takes time, but I've had success in my work locally and in my work for Citizens for Local Power and moving forward on issues people didn't think we could get progress on. So I'd like to bring that experience to Albany.
If you are elected, what is the first thing that you will do?
Aside from having a big party and yay, we really have to address campaign finance and election reform in New York State. Right now, New York's campaign finance laws, in my opinion, are really a form of legal corruption and contribute to a culture of corruption and prevent our government from effectively representing people and instead representing the big corporate donors. So it's always going to be an obstacle to addressing all of these other issues that we want to address, as long as our government is not effectively representing the people and our concerns.
And for my final question, what makes you think that you are the one to turn this seat blue?
I feel that I can do it because I have a lot of experience and I've gotten things done. I have a track record of getting things done, and that affect a lot of people in the region. In my work for Citizens for Local Power, I represented my organization in Central Hudson is our utility, in the utilities rate case. Went in, calling for, big reductions in the fixed charges. Everyone said it wasn't possible. And I was, I think, the only non-lawyer at the table in these negotiations. But succeeded in winning a big reduction in Central Hudson's fixed charges for some 300,000 residents and small businesses. And that was really about, again, working with putting together coalitions of organizations, not necessarily organizations that work together all the time or have similar interests, and really that work I was talking about before of taking the time to understand the different positions that people and organizations are taking, working together with them, trying to forge some common ground and moving forward. And so I have a track record of doing that work, and I think that that's going to really, speak to people.
It was nice meeting you.
It was great to meet you, Maitreya. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, subscribe to my channel or go to ionpolitics.net.